catch my breath. Finally catch a break after so long. Find a way of cheating death. Find a realm, find a world where I belong. Give me a chance, give me a way to regenerate. Give me a new reality. I realize it's a new world, it's a new day, it's a new day, it's a new day. Running through the infinity, trying to find a way to stay free. Found a new kind of gravity, but I can see that time is running out. Time is running out. Something tells me that there is a new fear, but I can't accept this fate. But the only way to stay safe is to stay here. I look around, I find myself in a new way. This is a new reality. I stand to chance, it's a new world, it's a new day, it's a new day, it's a new day. Running through the infinity, trying to find a way to stay free. Found a new kind of gravity, but I can see that time is running through the infinity, trying to find a way to stay free. Found a new kind of gravity, but I can see that time is running out.
Hello everyone, this is Halashan. Welcome to a last minute live stream on April. I did not think I would live stream again before the end of April, but here we are. I just have a few things I want to do on live stream, and that's about it. All right, let's switch to my main screen. Okay, so this live stream is gonna be in two parts. First part is I'm going to talk a bit about drama and various stuff about relating to drama. And then the second part will be gameplay. I will be playing Zenless Zone Zero, which I've not played before on stream for various reasons. I'll talk about that later. But first of all, I want to talk about YouTube drama, because these past few weeks, or I'd say the past week in particular, has been just pretty fucking annoying. There is a lot of stuff has been happening. I mean, the video I'm going to be talking about in general, at least related to the tangentially to it, has been released 2 weeks ago at this point. But there are some developments that I have to talk about because they kind of relate to something that I've done. If you didn't know, if you haven't watched my YouTube channel, the last video I uploaded on my YouTube channel 8 months ago was a video on the return YouTube dislikes extension. This extension returns the YouTube. It tries to return the YouTube dislike. The YouTube dislike has been removed in 2021 for really stupid reasons, and this extension has tried to return it, but not without controversy. The main problem with the extension is that very often on controversial videos that spawn a lot of drama surrounding them, the extension is usually really off. It's like really off on how much it estimates the dislikes. And the weird thing is, because of the nature of the video, my video goes like, it gets attention every time a big drama happened. And well, a big drama did happen this time. So as you might have known already, Ethan Klein, since like 2023, has been at war against Hassan Piker. I'm not gonna get into the drama for various reasons. You can ask me later. I'm just not gonna waste time explaining. But 2 weeks ago, iDubbbz joined into the mix officially and released a content cop. Is my mic on? Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. So iDubbbz released a content cop on H3. The people I followed did not expect it to come out on H3. H3 himself did not expect it to come out about him. Did not expect the content cop to be about him. And it turns out it's about H3. And the video is, like you would have expected, kind of controversial. If we click on the video, wow, the dislike extension is estimating 527,000 dislikes, which is a 40% dislike like to dislike ratio. That is fucking extreme. It would mean more people disliked the extension, the video, than liked it, which is very likely just not true. Just flat out, just not true. The 359,000 likes, they come from YouTube. 527 dislikes, they come from the extension. If I disable the extension, they wouldn't come here. So yeah, once again, the extension is getting a lot of attention because idiots online go around and they're like, oh my god, look at this. Look at how disliked the video is. Yeah, look at this. I proved you guys this video is so shit. Haha, everyone dislikes it. Which is very likely just false. And the extension is once again misreporting, spreading false information, which is annoying. But this has already happened before. Once again, I made a video about this. When I made this video, this was about Mr. Beast. I show all the receipts. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, we can see it. In this case, it estimated 2 million dislikes. Not at a terrible ratio. The ratio isn't as terrible as the content cop, but it's still insane. Like 2 million dislikes, and then we see the evidence. And hold on, showing that the video had just 20,000 dislikes. Later there was another video posted of evidence. It showed like 37,000 dislikes. But the difference is insane. It's a really insane difference. So yeah, I want to talk about stuff that happened. And first of all, let me talk about what happened after the release of my video, because I never really publicly made a video about this. The reason I didn't make a video is because I just don't want to milk the same topic over and over. And second of all, I just did not believe there weren't enough things that happened that warranted a dedicated video, in my opinion. And I'll explain what happened, but I just didn't think it was enough. But they do warrant this segment because they were annoying. So first of all, what I didn't expect when I released the video is that the developer of the extension responded to me. I pinned the comment, and what surprised me is he accepted the criticism. He did not disagree with my criticism, only corrected me on the fact that he didn't think that he did not believe. I overstated, I guess, how much he believed in the conspiracy that YouTube is lowering the dislike count. But yeah, you can read the comment. It's not super relevant. What is relevant is what happened afterwards, because after that happened, the thing is, when the video was finishing up, what I stated was I asked the extension to show the raw amount of dislikes, which I'll explain why. I mean, if you watch the video, you'll figure out what that means. Basically, the extension collects how many people with the extension liked or disliked the video. And then, yeah, I have it right here. And multiplied by... This is the GitHub page. The equation that's shown on the GitHub page, which, again, I'll talk about later because it's not the full equation and more shit about that. But it's not the full calculation of the dislikes that are shown because, oh, you just have to watch the video. The total amount of likes. So this is like an example calculation of the dislikes. If there was 1 dislike per 4 likes, you would multiply the total like count by 0.25 to get an estimate of how many dislikes there are. Now, spoiler alert, I'll be talking about Nicholas DeOrio later down the line in this segment and actually reviewing what he said about the extension. And Nicholas DeOrio, like very prominent person, very openly shows that this is like very biased. While this sounds like a good solution, it's actually very biased. And like in the video, I also cover this point. I address it directly. Think about this. Do you not think that the type of person who uses the return YouTube dislike extension is much more likely to dislike videos than the average viewer? The thing is, you don't even have to ask the question because at this point it's pretty much confirmed. It's happened so many times, there's no point in questioning it. The developer of this extension seems to know that. And this is a very important screenshot that I basically don't even have to play the video anymore. But let's read. This is the guy who made the extension on Discord. He is the owner of the Return YouTube Dislike Discord server, which is the server about the extension. You can go visit the server if you want. Check up. That's the real guy. The message is there, I think. There would be no reason for him to remove it. But he said, correct. Basically, highly disliked videos would always lean into overestimating the total dislike counts. I've started adjusting weights to improve that discrepancy. Adjusting weights. So what this means, I mean, I kind of tried to show it, but basically, there's some unknown modification applied to the dislike to dislike ratio before it's shown to the final end user. And we can prove that right now because of the new change that happened. But the point is that, like, the thing is, to calculate the dislike count, the extension still calculates the extension-only data. So it collects the amount of people with the extension who pressed like and the amount of people with the extension who pressed dislike, okay? So we have that amount. So the question that I posited, because again, this is still, even with the weights applied, the dislike ratios are still off. They're really off. So what I was asking is, why not just show the raw numbers? Because the raw numbers are useful. The extension-only dislikes, they're not a full portion of the dislikes, but they're a confirmed metric. It's a number that the extension holds, which represents every single person that pressed dislike, and it should account for bots, but it should be pretty accurate because the extension itself knows that the people are real. I mean, it can verify, it can question if the people using the extension are bots, but these are extension users. The dislikes should be real. So my question is, why is there no option still to show the raw dislikes? Why is there no option to show the extension only dislikes? That was my main point. Well, the developer heard this criticism and he implemented a change. Not a full change, but an improvement to the extension. So if you didn't know, the extension actually has an API. Now, don't conflate it with the YouTube API, because the YouTube API does not have any information on dislikes. The extension itself has its own API. It's independent from YouTube. So here's an example of the API. We can open it up. What's important about the URL is at the end, you'll notice that there's a video ID, okay? This is the ID of the video, and if we try to open it up, okay? Let's open up what video it leads to. It's this, whatever this is. So Normans and Saxons, it says 3.7 thousand dislike, 3.7 thousand likes, 281 dislikes. Let's look at the API. Right here it says dislikes 281, likes 3,740. Okay. But what you'll notice is now we have raw dislikes and raw likes. We did not have this when I made this video. I like and dislike numbers. People have asked for this on the GitHub issue, on Discord, and some of the YouTubers, like XA, have asked for the same. Even though I have all these... Yeah, what I asked... Okay. Hold on. I show it right here. Not just in the user interface, but in the... Yeah, we can see there is no dislike or like raw dislikes, raw likes field. Here we have it. So now we have it, and we can see that the extension users disliked the video 54 times and liked the video 57 times. And you can see that the ratio is like really off. It's like almost 50-50 for the extension. So how much does... So if that equation that I've shown before, if it actually applied without the weights, for that video in particular, it should be 50-50, but it's not 50-50. Interesting, right? So there's something off about this. It's not exactly, because again, if it applied this, it would be 50-50, but it's not 50-50. It's like it's only 7% of the video ratings are actually dislikes. Okay? So once again, this confirms there's weighting applied. It also confirms that it also confirms that you can check the raw dislike, which is why I think this number is so much more useful. I think this is the most useful number in this extension, which, keep in mind when we look into more details later. So now let's look back and test this with the content cob. So you might be curious how many dislikes of the extension this content cob has. Okay. 168,324 raw dislikes. So 168,000 extension users pressed dislike. It's not a made-up metric. I mean, if you think it's botted, it's not unless you think it's botted, this is not a made-up metric. This metric, it came from just counting the users themselves. It's not an estimate. So this metric should be used by us people to judge how controversial the video is. And you should notice that, like, okay, so 47,000 dislikes, 168,000. Let's pull up, hold on, give me a sec. Let me switch this real quick. Let's pull up the calculator and just do the numbers on the fly, okay? Okay. Okay, hold on. Fuck. Okay, so 168,000 plus 47. Let's calculate the total amount of extension-only ratings. Okay, can I post this here? What the fuck? Why does it not work? There we go. So we have 215,000 ratings total. Now, if we try to calculate the ratio, it's 21%. 21% like ratio. But the extension is showing 40%. So clearly it's not the same thing. It's almost double at this point. It's literally doubling the ratio. Yeah, it's almost double. It's showing 21.9% if we use just the extension data, but it's showing 40%. So once again, this is proof that there is some weighting applied, that the extension itself, if we go on GitHub, right? This is not the final calculation at all. There's some weighting applied, okay? So yeah, that's that. And that's how the extension works. There's nothing else that really happened afterwards except for the content cop that I'm going to be talking about now. So when it comes to YouTube drama, the primary YouTuber that I watch is Nicholas DeOrio. And just to be clear, I like his videos. I like his content. Now you might look at this, oh my god, slop, which, yeah, it is slop. He's a live streamer. Nowadays, he just live streams and then clips his content, and he uses this like scheme. I don't think it's very creative, but it works for him, so whatever. And he's been covering this topic extensively, and just like in the video, I've said that Nick DeOrio has been like a big hater of this extension. He continues to be a hater nowadays, and he's made multiple segments about the extension, which I think we should watch now, okay? So let me pull it up. We're going to be watching some segments. I have the VODs downloaded on my computer, so we're going to be watching from there. I don't think they're uploaded. I don't think he uploaded a Return YouTube Dislike extension clip yet. Not a dedicated one yet, okay? So let's see. It's this one, right? Okay, that's an amazing thing to open it up to. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna be watching Nicholas DeOrio cover the new, like explain the dislike extension. And basically I'm gonna correct some mistakes, some misinformation, because no, I emailed this guy and I think he just ignored my email with the information. So you know what, I'm just gonna put it out here. I know no one's watching. Maybe someone will in the future. Who knows? But yeah.
No appeals allowed.
Okay.
I should be fine. I don't feel so. This is it's a walk totally for some of the stuff that he said here. Right here in the past.
Okay.
It's pretty clear where his allegiance lies now.
Okay. Are you switching off Harley Morenstein?
Completely mogging.
There we go. Okay, so now the segment should begin. So we have a tweet from Dramalert. Just to be clear, even though it's Dramalert, it doesn't mean Keemstar is running the account. In fact, Keemstar himself would probably be biased against the extension, because if you remember the Mr. Beast drama, Keemstar was friends with Mr. Beast. He has been friends with Mr. Beast for a long time, and he has shown evidence from the Mr. Beast employee, Chucky or whatever, that basically went against the extension. So I think he would probably dislike this extension, okay? So just to be clear, because many people don't seem to know that this is actually like not Keemstar. It's probably some employee he hired, okay?
Yeah. All right. I think we got trolled in the Harley front chat. You guys got me. You got me good, you fuckers.
Okay, are you going to talk about it now?
All right. So now moving right along. I need to fight with chat. I'm very angry. I'm seething.
I'm angry too. I'm angry too.
Dramalert posted, iDubbbz' staff is trying to claim that the content cop had 85% likes. Now,
okay, so one thing about this, we don't know. I don't know how old this is. I'm gonna assume that this was like post like one day after the release, and the dislike ratio has worsened over time, probably because people who subscribe to iDubbbz are more likely to like his videos. But then the news spreads to like other content creators and people who don't like iDubbbz, who then go out of their way to watch the video and then press dislike. I think that's might be what's happening. So the dislike ratio is probably worse than this. I don't think it's 85%. But at the time, it was 85%. I don't know what the ratio was back then, okay?
note, this is the 17th. It's the 21st. It's probably lower than that right now. But they posted the exact statistics. This is Team iDubbbz telling people how many dislikes the video had when people were saying that it was like nearing fucking half, right?
Were people saying that?
That was the narrative. And it's still the narrative that the video is
Who is Han, by the way? Which Discord server is this in? I'm gonna assume it's iDubbbz because they have like this squirrel. It looks like a squirrel badge on the server. Might be iDubbbz, but I won't go out of my way to check right now. It might be iDubbbz though.
half disliked and shit. It very well might be. It's not. Whatever number you're saying it is, it's not. It could be close, but it's absolutely not. I need to explain to you how the return to dislike bot thing works for the last time. And I'm not covering this anymore, but I need to talk. This is the last time.
The thing is, I think he'll keep hearing about this. And I'll talk about more why. Like, the thing is, it might sound like I'm defending the dislike extension, but the thing is, it's hard. I don't think we're worthy of a defense, and I'll explain why later. For now, I just want to hear out what Nick says.
Every other time, I'm going to just ban these fucking people from my chat. That's probably the way we're going to go about it. Because I'm so fucking sick and tired of having to explain this in every drama because tons of big...
The issue is that Nick thinks he knows everything, but he does. I don't think he knows everything, or at least he hasn't been fully shown it.
YouTubers just
or at least he hasn't displayed that he knows it.
Wildly spread misinformation. So just to be clear, this is return to YouTube dislike. Let me grab the actual link. All right, this is how it works. We're gonna sit here and we're gonna learn about why your copium is wrong, even though I support fucking H3H3, even though I agree with most of his fucking positions on this. I'm going to tell you that this one line of questioning is bullshit. Where does this extension get its data? This is on the fucking website. A combination of archived data from before the API shut down. If you're watching a video in the last 4 years, that doesn't exist. So it's exclusively the second thing. It is extrapolated extension user behavior. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I agree with Nick here because this response is fucking garbage. It's a garbage response. Why did you, like, not explain it at all? What the fuck does extrapolated extension user behavior mean? The fact that people don't know how this extension works is the fault of this page. Why was it not redesigned? You just changed the fucking text.
All right, chat, there's a percentage of my audience who thinks that it's raw numbers, that when you see 400,000 dislikes, that's 400,000 people who have the extension, okay, and have disliked it. That is not true, okay? It's an estimate. That is not a number of people that, because they go, well, actually, Nick, you don't understand. If it says 400,000, there are people who dislike this video, right? Who haven't even got this. No, that's not how it works. You're 100% wrong. You have no idea how it works. Okay, how is it? Why isn't it updating? It's whatever. How does this work? The extension collects the video ID of the video you're watching, fetches the number of dislikes and other fields, views, likes, using our API. The extension then displays the dislike count and ratio on the page. If you like or dislike a video, that is recorded, sent to our database, so an accurate dislike count can be extrapolated. What does this mean? Okay. So, you know when Asmongold went and said, hey, I looked at my last recent 5 videos, and the dislike thing is very accurate, right? It's a very accurate, it's a very accurate number. You know why? Because those videos aren't controversial. Due to the nature of why someone would get a return to YouTube extension, because those videos aren't controversial. Due to the nature of why someone would get a return to YouTube extension, because let's be real here, the average user doesn't even know the dislikes are gone. They just click the button and move on, okay? You have to have a certain level of terminally online to even realize that it's not being calculated, or you've heard from somebody and you go, oh, I probably ought to get that, right?
So far, nothing wrong with that.
The people who get the dislike button are more likely to use it.
Yep.
The people who are in the know about the dislike button and watching these things getting fucking posted all over Twitter.
The point is, people with extension are so much more likely to press dislike than a normal user.
are then more likely to skew the result. It's an estimate based off the users who have the dislike thing, right? Meaning that it doesn't account for any bias.
Well, that part is not correct because it tries to. We know that. I've already shown you the screenshot. The developer has admitted that it does overestimate, so he applies some weighting. He tries to make the ratio more in favor of a creator with some unknown function, which we don't even know how it works. But he tries to do that. The thing is, the way Nick talks about it, he paints like the developer doesn't know this. He knows this. He's been aware of this for almost a year. The screenshot I pulled up was made before I posted the video. And that video was posted in 2024 August. So the developer has been aware of this. And Nick is like, oh, this developer... I mean, he doesn't directly say this, but you could extrapolate that this extension is just oblivious, that it's so biased. Okay? Now, you could criticize the fact that it's not doing anything about it, and I will. I will criticize that, because I think that's a bad thing. But to say that, like, the extension doesn't know about, like, the developer doesn't know about this, he does.
So the group that is most likely to downvote something is using imaginary numbers based on what they think that would be due to previous trends in old videos. This is a fake number. It has no basis in reality. So take a look at this.
So the estimate, in my opinion, once again, he says it's a fake number. It's, I guess I agree with that in practicality. I just think the estimate itself for controversial videos is useless, in my opinion. Like, it's useless.
Yeah. This is the main thing here. This is an example. Here we go.
Okay, so here he covers the dream situation, the dream video, which appeared in my video and was sent to the developer. The developer saw this tweet. The developer saw this tweet. He responded to it, and I included the response in video. However, we don't know, because the thing is, in my video, what happened is it became pretty obvious that now the raw dislikes that the extension saw were somehow higher than what the YouTube studio was saying, which is weird. That is an actual issue. It means there's something really off. I speculated in the video because there needs to be some kind of explanation. We need to figure out what the fuck is happening there, because that's very alarming for the integrity of the extension. There are 5 possibilities. I think the possibilities are: number 1, there's a bug or a botting issue. Number 2, the developer is lying, which is less likely in my opinion now, but who knows. The third possibility is YouTube has a bug, which would be weird. Fourth possibility is that YouTube is like trying to do something to lower the dislikes intentionally. And the fifth possibility is that the numbers we got, the screenshots, are photoshopped, okay? Or edited in some way. So these are the 5 possibilities, and it in some shape or form, it either implies negligence on some part, a mistake, or malice. And the thing is, in my opinion, we should investigate this more. But in order to investigate this more, we need controversial videos to be honest about their stats. To show the stats to everyone. We need to track it over time and see how both the extension thinks and the YouTube studio shows. And maybe through that, we can figure out what's going on. Unfortunately, no one was willing to do that. I've only seen Asmongold who tried to do that because he made that clip where he talked about the extension and compared his own videos. But I think back then, he was... I mean, I don't know. I don't watch Asmongold. I think he makes this fucking stupid culture war, gaming, political aids. I fucking hate all that. And by definition, that would be controversial. But I don't remember him making a particularly controversial video at the time. I think his comment on the Middle East, the very controversial one that got him banned or something and forced him to clean his room or some shit, that comment was made after I posted my video, I think. So I'm not sure. Or maybe it was posted, like, maybe that comment happened, like, way before my video. It just wasn't affecting the return YouTube dislike stats in particular, at least. So we don't know. We need to see actually controversial videos put on display, okay?
This is the one.
And the YouTubers are, like, uncooperative. And I think Nick DeOrio, like, just, like, completely, fully, 100%, like, throwing away the extension, which in some shape or form, like, to some degree is justified. Again, I'll talk about that later. I think the extension is not, like, the developer and the extension, in my opinion, are not guilt-free here. But, like, I think this completely dismissive nature is just annoying for the discourse.
I always bring up, because I have legitimate statistics from Dream that I've verified.
So in this particular case, in the video that I covered, the issue is that it's very likely that the data, because here's the thing, I saw this tweet get sent to the developer during the Mr. Beast drama. But this happened, as you can see, at the end of 2023. It happened at the end of 2023, and we were talking about it in 2024 August. The question is, what was the YouTube Studio stats at the time, like in 2024 August? Could we check that? And the answer is, I mean, no one did. No one heard my video. No one saw it. Like, no one, like, people, my video received views, but it didn't receive attention from any YouTuber, from what I know, okay? So that's why this wasn't a very good case, because when we checked, like, when the extension owner was asked about this, he showed that the video had more dislikes than the YouTube Studio itself claimed, like, from extension-only users. Extension-only users, like, disliked it something like 36,000 times. Meanwhile, the YouTube Studio was reporting 32,000 times. Somehow, there were 4,000 more users on the extension disliking the video than YouTube itself knew about, which sounds very suspicious, but we can't, unfortunately, we can't take this number at face value. But the much more suspicious case was with the Mr. Beast video.
Myself. Okay. When Dream's video came out, doesn't this look familiar? It's a near half ratio. It says there are 175,000 dislikes on his The Truth video. Okay?
Just to be clear, this oh, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe it was different back then.
But it had 32,000. I'm sorry, dude. I don't care if a couple of Asmongold videos that aren't controversial say it's pretty accurate. When you're off by over 100,000 on the only video that mattered that week, then this thing is useless. This is, like, ridiculous, dude. The
estimate is indeed ridiculous. I agree with that. But saying that the extension itself is useless when we have the data, when we have the raw dislike data we can access, I disagree with that. I think this number is useful. I actually think this number is useful. I would want, like, if you disagree with me, I would want to hear why. But I think this number is useful. Okay?
This is a fake number that does not tell you anything. You'd get more if they gave you the number of people who have the dislike button.
They do! They have! They were doing that with the API, I mean, to be fair, not for the UI, but through the API, they do. They show you that. It's just that he doesn't seem to know. That's what I think. I think he just doesn't know.
And then the actual number of people who clicked it. Or if you don't use a dislike.
And here's the thing. The ultimate reason why he doesn't know is still on the extension itself. The extension itself is ultimately the reason why. And that's why it's so annoying, because the thing is, the fact that, like, Nick thinks this data doesn't exist is annoying, but it's also the extension's fault. And there's more misinformation that the extension itself spreads.
For a certain amount of time.
Like, for the fact that this website is very outdated. Like, again, this is completely useless, doesn't explain shit. And then when we check the GitHub, which explains a bit more in the FAQ, this is outdated. This is outdated. So, like, why not update it? I've said in the video, I asked, why don't you update it? It still wasn't updated. This is still outdated. this information is outdated. So like, why not? Why not update it? It's annoying.
Or exempt or whatever, you don't there's probably better ways to give a more rational number. But what I'm trying to argue here, because if you look at this, the video had a 89.8% like ratio, okay, and people were saying it was close to 50% because they didn't like Dream. The people who didn't like Dream happen to have the extension that week.
Yeah, the estimate is useless. The estimate itself is useless.
You get me? You understanding what's happening here? Do I have to explain it again? I had people in the comment section. I wanted to highlight a couple of idiots. Now that you understand, now that the whole chat understands thoroughly how this feature works, okay? Now that you've seen demonstrated evidence that this thing could be off by 100,000 and you wouldn't even know because nobody's telling you, okay?
So, okay. So here's the thing, right? The issue with the dislike extension is now it's getting into like a discourse on it just enters like dislike. It enters team sports politics, you know? It's mainly team sports politics at this point, and it's annoying because it's just not helpful at all. And because what happened is people like Nick think the extension is completely useless, complete garbage, fucking misinformation source. Meanwhile, people defending the extension, they seem to like ignore the issues and think the issues are exaggerated and just continuously defend the extension, which is annoying. Because now there's like no nuanced discussion. I'll be showing you comments because I've decided to respond to some comments. I usually don't, but some of the shit is just so stupid. It's just genuinely annoying.
And by the way, full stop.
It's like people are just like brick walls.
Fault. YouTube should just make this like a regular thing. You should be able to read the dislike feed.
The shitty part is that I just don't think people will be reading the YouTube will probably not be publicizing dislikes again, which is so stupid. Again. But now we're talking about corporate people and not like extension developers and YouTubers. Like I don't think corporate people give a shit.
Again. That would be the solution to this problem. But this is somebody in the comment section. You're the one coping about the dislike extension, I'm afraid. Yeah, it's inaccurate, but it's based on the number of people with the extension who click the dislike button. That's why it's inaccurate. If you give people the choice between absolutely zero information whatsoever and unreliable information, they will choose the unreliable information.
Why, though? Because the information is misinformation. In this case, the estimate is misinformation.
No, what? What? No. If I give you a fake number you like and no information, you just run the fake number? I'm sorry, dude. The problem isn't the user who's stupid, because the user's allowed to be stupid. It's the video essayists who get hundreds of thousands of views pushing these fucking fake numbers. Okay,
to be clear, that might be true. I have not seen those video essays. And the thing is, if I made video essays, I would actually take the API data, this number, these two numbers, and would show them in the like my layouts when showing different videos, so that you could make informed decisions. And then I'd probably like put a star next to the estimate. I would show the estimate but put a star next to it and like say, oh, it's like an estimate, you know? That's how I would do it. I don't think that would be bad. Oh, and one important thing is like people would be like, oh my god, look at this video, it has so many dislikes. There's no point in making a comment like that at all. You can say it's controversial among the comments, but pointing at the dislike count is stupid. So if that's Nick's point, yeah, I agree. Because the video essays are dumb if they do that.
And then people are getting like, it's just inaccurate for the sake of inaccuracy. Everyone should know that this number is not pulling any data from the API, and it's guesstimation with people who are biased. Who cares? Dude, you know who cares? The people who are accurately trying to report fucking anything on YouTube. Anything at all whatsoever. There's no downside to talking about the extension either. What's the worst case scenario? Oh, misinformation. YouTubers whine to mommy about harassment they're getting? Good. Wait, so then this person justifies harassing other people based on false numbers. This is so fucking stupid. I hate you people who do this. What do you mean? Oh,
yeah,
God.
That's stupid.
Turn donuts on? Yeah, I'll light them up now. They can either get mocked for real dislikes or get mocked for imaginary. They've chose to get mocked for imaginary.
What? So this is like blackmail? Like you have to reveal your dislike count? And by the way, there's like, we'll talk about this later because I also think it's another problem. I hope I'll remember to talk about this. But like basically there was an ability for YouTubers to share. Like some people wanted to share their dislike count with the extension. It was a planned feature for years and never came out. In fact, I've read on like Discord that it's no longer planned, that they just abandoned the idea, which sounds stupid.
Dislikes. The campaign against the dislike extension is overdone. In reality, it's not any less accurate than the like button.
What?
What?
How?
That is like the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Literal guesstimation is less accurate or equally as accurate to the button that pulls direct data from YouTube's fucking... Okay. This is what I ask you to do, all right? Don't harass anybody. Don't bother anybody. But can we do some guess and check here? Hey.
Nicholas, the goat.
I think he wants to like tell people to reach out to the video essays and tell them to stop using it. But in my opinion, the people who are much more effective at doing that are YouTubers themselves. Like, aren't you like friends with like, I don't know, maybe you aren't, maybe I'm like, maybe like you'd probably be more likely, Nick, to talk to like internet anarchist. I don't know if internet anarchist uses the like the dislike extension because I don't watch his videos. But like I think he's one like video essayist. I don't know, the Sunny V2s of the world could be told about this. I don't know who else. Like people like that. I think the YouTubers themselves are much more likely to like spread the word.
Thank you for
Just
the
say like,
$5,
hey
my
Charlie, I noticed you used that. That's not super accurate. Or if you see somebody say, hey, look at all these dislikes. Hey, okay, this is not a real number, because I need other YouTubers to kind of be on my side on this, or I have to correct it every single time.
Well,
you're just
speak
lying
to
about,
them.
Dude, you're giving Ian an easy clapback point to say they're just lying about how many likes the fucking
What's
video
the name
has.
of the guy?
I need other people to kind of be with me on this, or we're gonna just sit here and have to we're gonna have to run this same segment over and over again.
I just wish this was like the full story, because Nick's reporting not the full story, and it's annoying because he does like it just seems like he doesn't know.
I guarantee if the actual dislike number was still visible, you would see similar numbers, which we've demonstrated
Nicholas,
It's probably not true.
is not the
goat.
case.
Thank you for the $5.
Because
my
people
man.
like to see the dislike bar go up more than they liked pressing the dislike button.
Okay. People, so there's one thing, when the dislike button was taken down, right? Many people were like, oh, what the fuck? Now you can tell if like tutorials are good. That's what the dislike extension is useful for. The dislike button was useful for, which honestly, I'm like, is that even true? Because I remember when I looked up tutorials for shit, there were videos that were like wildly disliked that were useful, and videos with wildly like good like ratios back then that were useless. Like the dislike and like numbers were useless for determining that. In my opinion, the dislike is very useful to determine how controversial a video is. That's the main purpose of the dislike button. It's actually really closely related to drama. And I guess by that extension, politics, because politics are like a more serious version of drama.
Button, which is completely irrelevant. And then lastly, Nick's argument for the dislike counter is actually that it's not perfectly accurate. Wait,
Nicholas.
okay, fuck.
The goat.
Sorry, I do
Thank
have to
you for
kill
the
this
fi-
again. But if Nick's argument for the dislike counter is actually that because it's not perfectly accurate, it's not real. And again, it's not like a thing of being perfectly accurate. There's no perfectly accurate solution for this problem. It's that it's literally imaginary and has no basis in reality.
I'm fine with using the extension only raw dislike data. It's most likely going to be like it's going to be off, and the reason it's going to be off, right, is because the reason it's going to be off is because obviously there's going to be people without the extension who will press dislike, so it will underestimate. But I'd rather underestimate and present a real number rather than just estimate and make them up. I'd rather do that, okay?
It's guesswork. You could like give a random number and it'd be more accurate sometimes. Enough people have this extension and use it to get numbers higher than likes. The actual okay, so
you can usually estimate the amount of people who use the extension. It's not very accurate though. I don't think it's very accurate. But for example, in the video, when I show some real data at the time the developer posted. Hold on, let me see. Where is it? There we go. So in the dream video, which the developer responded to, uses this 7% of the likes were from return YouTube dislike users. So maybe around, it's not exactly 7% because it's quite obvious that people with the extension are less likely to like in general. They're probably more likely to dislike, you know? We already covered that. But like around 7%, that's pretty low, right? My YouTube video, return YouTube dislikes video, it's very accurate because most of the likes, if we check it, most of the likes, they come from the user extensions. Raw likes 128, likes 198. So like, I think that's like 60%. 60% of the likes on this video come from extension users. So this was like widely used by extension users. And I mean, obviously, if you like know anything about statistics, that would make sense. Because if you sample 60% of users who pressed like or dislike, who rated a video, you're much more likely to get closer to the true number. And in this case, the extension is actually super accurate. Hold on, let me show you. Let me check this studio, okay? Oh, fuck. That's actually not very convenient. Okay, hold on. Let me hide this for a bit, okay? Let me enter my YouTube studio. I'll show you the number. Okay? There we go. Let's switch back. Okay, you see this? Can I scroll to the right? Okay. So, YouTube Studio says 50 dislikes, 197 likes. My video is saying 52 dislikes. Now, it's a bit off. At one point, it was like bang on, like straight up accurate. Some people in the comment section, they asked me, I responded to some. Where are they? There we go. Well, like some people asked, and it was like really accurate when I showed them. So like, basically, the more people that use the extension that like or dislike your video, the more accurate it's gonna be. Like just because of how stats work, you know, the higher proportion of people that rate a video that use the extension, the easier it is to estimate the real number. And in this case, it's really close. It's like, it's just 2 dislikes off. But in my case, like it's not the video wasn't super popular, so you can't actually like very exactly compare, you know? So yeah. Okay, let's close this. Let's go back to the video.
wait. Enough people have this extension and used it to get numbers higher than this guy fucking thinks that the number is raw, that they don't actually estimate anything. He thinks that when he sees 500,000, he legitimately thinks 500,000 people have the extension. They've clicked the button.
If they actually think that, yeah, that's misinformation. And I would probably guess that the misinformation is on the extensions part.
Okay, I'm done with this, but you understand now, right? Did we get somewhere? Do we understand? Are we in full agreement on this? Are there any dissenting voices? Smaggle, ban them from the chat. Okay. And
The funny thing is now, like, Nick thinks he knows everything, so now he just tells everyone else to, like, ban everyone. So now, like, anyone who's gonna bring new information that's not even disagreeing with him fully, now he isn't even gonna hear them out, which is fucking annoying. Like, it's really annoying. And then he just speaks with authority on the topic.
anywho, this is probably accurate to the time. I imagine they haven't lied about this. Extremely easy, checkable lie if they did. All right.
Well, how is it extremely easily checkable lie?
I just wanted to get that out there because I'm sick and fucking tired of this. All right.
Okay. Is he gonna not
That's my
talk about
one
this?
thing I disagree with everybody else on. And by the way, Yeet and Comment Cop posted that, so I had to, like, you know, Oh god, dude, this one is so bad. This is a real post.
Okay. All right. So I think we've watched that. There's another clip because he followed up on this. Let's see. This one.
So I thought a gold subscription.
Okay. Is that like MC Jarbo? Okay. So this is 510, okay? 510. This is the final part of Nick's coverage.
But when I did post it, I was sort of caught off guard. There was a weird thing that had happened. By the way, thank you so much to Hellbent who made the Pope Wiggler. Hellbent has been just firing content comp Wiggler. Opening up, important thing. I'm tired of people arguing me about the dislike thing. It's buried in like several VODs over the course of a year or whatever.
Well, I've assembled some of them.
We've been
Here's your service.
talking about this since 2023 now. It's literally been 2 fucking years while I've been explaining this to you. And I went on the GitHub and I finally pulled up the formula. This is the formula.
And it's not the final one. Just like I had explained, this is not the final one. There is an unknown weight applied to this number.
As Mr. Krabs would say. This is how these dislikes are calculated, all right? The RYD dislike count is the user dislike count over like times likes. This is a made-up number. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I think this is extremely fucking stupid. I hope you now understand by engaging with this and watching the stream how ridiculous it is that.
So you can easily understand if you've been listening and like following along why this is going to be so biased. Because again, like I said before, extension users are so much more likely to press dislike. And we've seen that in practice already. Okay? So yes.
This number is completely, it's literally just the people who have the fucking thing peer-to-peer, right? Dislike over like times like. It is wildly biased based on the type of person who would download a dislike extension. And it's the reason why you'll see situation. And someone wrote this to me and I blocked them immediately because I was not fucking dealing with this. I'm sorry, do you not know how insanely unlikely it is the dislike ratio among RYD users and the general population is off by a large amount? And I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm so glad you asked. Here's the time it was off by 100,000. Yes, it happens. It happens a lot. Okay, the only time it does happen is when it's important. All right, that's why it's not usable. That's why you should let your drama YouTuber know, whoever.
Yeah. Okay.
It is.
So once again, it seems like he hasn't directly said it, but like the notion is that the extension is completely useless when we do have access to the raw dislike count.
That they're just
which is like so much more useful.
Fake metrics in their fucking videos. Yeah, this is 32,000, okay? It's reporting that it has 175! That is a huge fucking difference! If you can't trust it for the videos that it matters on, then what's the point of having it? Yeah, it's completely peer-to-peer. Now, it was usable at one point, and people pointed this out to me. Well, Nick, it said it took info before the API was shut down. The API was shut down like 4 years ago. Shortly after they removed dislikes from public-facing YouTube videos, people created this thing. And it was like, wow, oh my god, I can make it show up again. I'm using the API call. I can drag down the real number. So then... then they took that out. So the API call didn't work anymore. And then they used the original, because they archived the number of likes to dislikes across all of YouTube prior to the shutdown.
At least as much as they could.
So it was using this, and it was like crossing it with the original count. Rather than just public like count, it was using the original pre-2021 data simultaneously to calculate new dislikes. And that's better, maybe. But now there's no data, so it's entirely just like source I made it up. That's how it works. That's the formula. If my explanation wasn't good enough, send them this screenshot. This is stupid as fuck. Anyone who's not retarded, okay, we'll look at this.
And then this is like not even the final one. Like again, how many times do I have to repeat? This is not the final number. And
okay, so this is just like a made up number.
I think this is gonna be at the end.
That's that. Yeah, I'm still going about this abso-fucking-lutely because I keep arguing with idiots about it every single day. One guy wrote me, it's like, well, unfortunately, I like the result. It's like, okay,
Okay.
dude, that's great. Thanks. I appreciate you. There's another thing in here that I wanted to bring up. This is my one little other thing.
Okay, I think at this point it's over. But let's talk about the real thing, right? The thing is, I've been considering making a video, like, just responding to that fully and showing what happened. I did not decide because, like, the thing is, it kind of, like, my annoyance is that Nick is, like, speaking with authority without knowing the full story, right? That's what it seemed like to me. But whose fault is that? Because the fault of that isn't me. The fault of that, I think. The fault of that isn't me, I think. But the fault of that is, like, this stupid response, this stupid, like, GitHub, like, not outdated shit, and the lack of updates on what I requested, which the developer told me, like, he agreed with. So that, like, that's why it's annoying, because the extension doesn't, like, it doesn't deserve a defense. The extension does not deserve a defense because nothing's happening. No improvement is happening. There could be improvement, but the guy who made the extension is just, like, I don't know, fucking busy surviving in Ukraine. I think he's from Ukraine, I'm guessing. But like, I mean, if the situation is dire, then obviously, like, survival takes precedence. But, like, it's an open source extension. Maybe someone else could develop it. My point is, when so many people use that, like, come on, this needs to be fixed. The documentation needs to be updated. I'd rather know how the weights change, how the weights are changed. I'd rather know the function he's using for that. And I want to get this into the UI. It doesn't have to be mandatory. It's an option. I just want the option to see this. Why not add that? Why? It still hasn't been added. And the thing is, like, I'm using this is like a different Firefox profile. My main profile, I stopped using the extension entirely because the fucking extension crashes my YouTube tabs sometimes. Especially when I watch live streams, which for the most part is Nicholas DeOrio. So when I watch, like, a live stream from Nicholas DeOrio, whether it be a really long video or, like, an actual live stream that's live at that point, at some point the tab just crashes. It just crashes, freezes, and then I have no clue. I think that Firefox just sucks. But it seems like, because I'm not the only one who's been reporting this issue, it seems like the fault is on the extension. If we look into the issues, let's see, dislikes not working, not working. Okay. There we go. Extension is freezing some YouTube pages. Oh, this is Google Chrome. I'm not using Google Chrome. I'm using Firefox. This is happening to me too after the Firefox 129 update. I have the same problem. Firefox. It's happening to me too. And it's annoying as fuck. So I just quit using the extension. In my opinion, you don't even have to, even though it'd be better if, like, the extension tracked your dislikes or likes. It'd be better if the extension tracked that. But the most useful part of the extension is the API, which you don't even need the extension for. You can just access it like this. I can post it in the description of this VOD, but, like, just replace this with video ID. Every video, like, the V query parameter, and then it's followed by, like, the VID. Sometimes, like in this case, you can see there's another query parameter. It's separated by this like symbol. I think it's called ampersand or something. You can just ignore that, but even if you copy that, it should still work. Hold on, I copied it incorrectly. You should not copy the V equals. If you copy that, it should still work. It'd be weird if it didn't. But if you didn't know, this parameter just tells YouTube at which timestamp to start watching. If we change it to 60s, it's gonna put me at 1 minute. That's how it works. Okay. So yeah, that's that. So let's respond to some criticism that I myself got. I mean, obviously not all people liked the video. It's obvious. My like to dislike ratio is not perfect. It's quite a bit not perfect. I think it's fine if you still enjoy, if you still watch videos, because for most videos that aren't super controversial, it's okay. It's more or less okay. But for videos that are very controversial is when it becomes a problem. You need to admit that it's just an estimate that is probably very, very off, okay? And it's annoying because many people don't seem to realize it. Okay? So let me show you, it's in my notifications because most of the recent comments. Let's do this one, okay? Can I just jump to it? Okay. There we go. I pressed like for whatever reason. Okay, it's not a conspiracy to blame YouTube for the creator. Oh yeah, one thing, I actually forgot to mention this, right? Because there's one take that my opinion kind of changed upon. So in the video, the fourth possibility number 4. It's like the conspiracy one. YouTube is removing dislikes or lowering the dislike count. This one's a full-on conspiracy. Even though there's no evidence or pattern to claim something like this, it ended up being the most popular explanation for the developer and users of the extension. Okay, so once again, the developer himself, he said that he doesn't believe that this is like super likely. Now in the video itself, I thought, like, I said that, like, I painted that this was like a ridiculous conspiracy, and then I said later that I think that, like, we need to, like, see how it happens. We need more YouTubers to compare versus YouTube Studio with controversial videos that were actually controversial against the extension that are not, in videos that are not super old, and then we will, like, be able to, like, compare and learn more about this, because since then I've kind of believed this more. Here's the thing, in the video I've said, like, I've also said that it's probably a lot easier for YouTube to fake dislikes, to, like, lower them, to make, like, for some reason their creators feel better or something. I think that's possible. It's ridiculous and sounds really stupid if true, but I think it might be possible. And if it is possible, and if it is happening, I think people need to know that. I stated that there needs to be, like, more cases of that happening, like more cases of we need to get more, like, videos. We need to compare YouTube Studio video stats from each video that is controversial against the actual stuff that the dislike extension itself is showing, especially the raw dislike count that it has. Because when we do that, we'll see because the main issue is that YouTube Studio sees less dislikes than the raw dislike count, which is very weird then, because that is a major discrepancy that needs to be accounted for. Now, I believe in this a lot more. Hold on, let me show you. The reason I believe in this a lot more is, look at this, right? So this was, just to give you context, this is what Chucky provided from YouTube Studio. This is what Chucky provided into the video that they released that had, like, so many dislikes estimated. The extension estimated 2 million dislikes, which is, like, super likely just not true. That the video had just 20,000 dislikes. And then the studio shows 20,000 dislikes, 21,000, okay? Okay? So take notice of that. But what I want you to look at is not the dislikes, but look at this, right? So keep in mind that this video was posted at, like, I think it's like the peak of the biggest scandal Mr. Beast has experienced. This was when, like, DocPack, I think, released his first or, like, second video. He was only starting to release his videos. He wasn't milking it to dry, at which point people got bored with the drama. It just sparked up and started. And this was Mr. Beast's first video during the drama. He released it in the middle of his biggest scandal. And then you're telling me that the video released in his biggest controversy, biggest scandal, has a higher like to dislike ratio than channel average. How the fuck? How the fuck would it have a 99% like ratio in his biggest scandal? That implies that, like, I don't know, like something's just weird. Like something's just sounds wrong to me. I don't believe that it would work like that. So like that's why I've believed this like theory a bit more since I made this video, just because I think this like stat is just insane. I don't understand how in the biggest scandal of someone, the only explanation for this is that this video was super recent. Like he just like posted it 10 minutes ago, and most of the people seeing it are subs. They're diehard fans, don't know anything that's going on. We just press like. But other than that, it just makes no sense. I think like because it's the most popular YouTuber period, people would take notice, the drama watchers would take notice quickly, and people who hate Mr. Beast because of the scandal would press dislike pretty quickly. But no, somehow they're so insignificant, it's 99% like ratio, better than channel average. That's just insane. It makes no sense. Like, I don't think that's true. In my personal opinion, I think there's something wrong with this. So yeah, let's go back to his comment. It's not a conspiracy to blame YouTube for the Creator Studio analytics. For once, when they removed the dislike count, they claim that it's for mental health, to make the creators feel better, etc. But how does it make you feel if you still see the dislikes in your own video analytics? Yeah, I agree. It's a stupid, like... It's a stupid... Hold on. I received... Okay. It doesn't matter. I agree that this, like, justification from YouTube is stupid. 100%. I agree. I think, like... And using that mental health argument is stupid as well. Because, like, it's YouTubers. They make, like, getting hate comes with the job. I've stated this, like, it's in text of the beginning, right? Hold on. YouTube was messing with for really, really dumb. Like I said, if you can't handle being on the receiving end of a large dislike mob, you should quit trying to make public YouTube videos, as this is an indication you won't be able to deal with the hate, which will be persistent. I stand by that 100%. If you can't handle that, you should not make videos. And YouTube trying to appeal to this stupid, like, snowflake. I hate using the word snowflake here, but, like, that's what it seems like. Like, YouTube trying to appeal to that is just idiotic. It's just, like, completely retarded. So yeah, I agree with that. Like, I agree with the comments so far. Why does it only makes sense to hide the dislike count from the public and fudge the numbers in the studio? Why does it affect big creators? Why wouldn't it? Why does it? Oh, he's like raising a question to his own narrative. Why does it affect big creators? Why wouldn't it? Whatever algorithm you apply to fudge the numbers will work for across the board. Okay, so basically, it only makes sense to hide the dislike count so that it's easier to fudge the numbers. Yes, it becomes easier. It might be the reason, but it's a corporate entity. We can't know unless we like put some fucking insider and have like a watchdogs. There was like some leak, right? Remember there was some like leak. It's in the implement, like whatever. I'm talking about like old YouTube lore. There was a leak that like YouTube was trying to like demonetize and try to like silently kill Leafy's here. It's in the YouTube Geographic by implement. Maybe that's true, but like it's just we can only speculate. Remember that this is just speculation. I'd rather not. I think it's a bit tinfoil hattery to fully believe that. And secondly, YouTube decides what counts as a view or engagement, so they might as well decide what counts as a dislike. Okay. YouTube decides what counts as a view or engagement. For the most part, that is against bots. And that's fine. Now, we can argue that YouTube also fakes those metrics somehow, like they're fake somehow. I don't know why when YouTube is like the second biggest platform on the internet, maybe when they like threatened by fucking TikTok, you know? But I don't know. If you believe that like view metrics on YouTube are faked, then it means you just don't trust anything YouTube tells you, which in my opinion is like it enters tinfoil hat territory. So they might as well decide what counts as a dislike, not to protect the creators, but just cause. there is a reason why they were doing this part. And at first, if you like are good faith and you want to be charitable to YouTube, they're doing it to fight against bots. Like there's restrictions on what counts as a view, right? That would make sense. That would make total sense. Maybe like nowadays, because like when you scroll on like your phone, right? You know what happens when you scroll on your phone? If you scroll too slowly, YouTube will start autoplaying some videos. And if you like watch it through this muted form, for some reason, it puts it into your YouTube watch history. And now you count as having watched the video, which is stupid. I fucking hate that. I heard this like, it's like the same shit that Facebook did for faking reviews. And yeah, I agree that. That's stupid. That's probably a way to like up the review count. But initially it was to fight against bots. Now, if you think this is like fully malicious, that everything is faked, then it means you don't trust what YouTube is telling you, which is kind of like tinfoil hattery. Why don't we have like a view extension now? Fuck it. Why don't we get like a view extension that counts the views? Not to protect the creator, but just cause. Again, there was a reason why. If just cause, it's probably like there is a cause. It could be to protect their corporate interests. They can decide that people who watched less than 33% of the video are spam. They can decide that the people who disliked but didn't comment are spam. They can decide that 75% dislikes in the first 24 hours of the upload are spam and brigading. And so, yes, I'd much rather believe a single guy that relies on community-provided data than a big business entity farming for engagement. It's just like pick your poison, you know? Just a single guy. How do you know he relies on community-provided data? How do you know he's not lying? Like, okay, the extension itself, it's open source, but not the server. Have you seen the code of the server? How do you know the server runs that exact code? Does the guy like post? There's no other project this guy has. How do you know if that's the exact like code? How do you know what code it runs? Like, it's just picking the single guy could be just as much of a liar as the big corporation, in my opinion. So, like, I think this whole argument, like, we don't trust the views and engagement on YouTube, and they might be faking, especially when you, like, distrust the view stats themselves, or just, like, I think it's, like, it's even more conspiratorial, in my opinion. Even if we know that, like, those stupid tactics, like, still, you get a lot of analytics. Like, I can access my own analytics. The creators would notice if that was happening. And if they knew that, if Nicholas DeOrio, who's into the YouTube game, who has been in this game for like 5 years now, 6 years, I don't know, if he knew that the engagement stats were faked, he would probably, like, it would probably influence his judgment, but it doesn't, right? So, yeah, let's see. Let's talk about this comment. This is another comment I wanted to talk about. What does it matter if it's not accurate to the official one? The official one does not exist anymore. It's irrelevant. You can just check the studio. It does exist. This is the best we have, and it does reflect an opinion. It only reflects the opinion of the raw number. The estimate for controversial videos is essentially made up. Even if it's just the opinion of the plugin's users. And what's the big problem with having a more happy community that thinks more about its voting? Because it's biased and doesn't represent the truth. It's misinformation. Because, like, the happy community is much more likely to care about dislikes and push it as an argument on the fact that the video is controversial, when the stat itself is, like, fake. It's not, like, completely 100% fake, but it's, like, very biased and shouldn't be relied upon. So that's a stupid argument. And then one on Twitter, which is, like, the most pretentious one. Okay. So in the screen, so just to be clear, I posted, like, in the midst of it, I decided to, like, post on Twitter about the extension and just provided, like, I just showed that the API exists, you know? And I just said that the raw dislike count is 101K. It was 101K at the time, right? And then I got a response, What's the raw likes? Maybe read it before posting. Bro, I just said this entire segment was about why raw likes are useless. Very useless for this because it's a skewed sample. It's a very biased sample. The extension users are much more likely to dislike. We did the numbers. It's 22% like to dislike ratio, which is extreme. It's not what the extension even shows, and it's probably just false. Why not rely on the real number? Why, rely on the stupid estimate? This number is so much more realistic. It's just so annoying. So yeah, that's why, that's the extension. That's my alternate account that I'm using in this live stream. But yeah, the point is, the YouTube extension dislikes, it's not 100% useless. If you use the extension, it tracks your data and helps the community know more. But the most useful part is the raw dislikes, which the developer has only put in the API and doesn't allow you to display in the fucking extension UI itself. So the extension has not fully improved. I still think it needs to get it needs to be an option for you to enable the raw numbers. You need to be able to see it. Come on, why is it still not implemented? Why? Why not implement it? What's the holdup? You can clearly implement it into the API. Why not implement it here? Why not? Why aren't you doing that? It's just annoying. And the thing is, the fact that this is just outdated as fuck. Everything is outdated. Everything here is outdated. And the GitHub is outdated. The extension has a Firefox bug. So yeah, Nick is not fully accurate when he reports the extension. He thinks he knows everything when he doesn't. He doesn't know that the extension displays raw numbers. But the extension isn't helping the cause. This is outdated. This should be shown in the UI. This is outdated. This is just not helpful at all. So yeah, it's just annoying. That's why I've been annoyed. And I've considered making the video, but why make a video when the dislike extension doesn't even deserve a defense, you know? I mean, I could make a video blaming both, but I also want to make gaming videos. I mean, to a degree, I've considered a lot making drama YouTube videos, but I also think that's just kind of a bad idea. I'm not sure. Maybe I should take the risk, but I haven't done it in the end still. So yeah. So yeah, in my opinion, the real number for the content cop, let's check it again. The much more reasonable number, it's probably there's probably still some issue with this number. The issue with YouTube and the extension disagreeing still needs to be resolved. But the discourse is just so AIDS that the both sides are not allowing to discuss more of this. But at least the more reasonable number is 168K, which is still a lot. That's half of the likes, roughly. But at least the video is more liked than disliked by a more reasonable standard. And that's a number I'd rather believe than this. So yeah, I just want you to be aware that this number exists and that you should check it when discussing these controversial videos. So yeah, that's it. That's the section. It took a lot longer. How long have I been? I've been live for 1.5 hours. That's insane. Wow. Let me check. Okay. So drama segment over. Now we can actually get back to the game, and my voice is dying, which is annoying. I did not expect this segment to take so long. All right, let me Let's switch to this for a bit. Actually, let's switch to this. Here, enjoy that. Hold it!
Objection! Objection! Hold it! Hold it!
Okay. It's quieter.
Take that! Objection!
Log into the game, downloading resources.
Hold it!
I'm not gonna be playing a lot of actual Zenless Zone Zero.
Hold it!
Let's see. Alright. Okay. 1 second. You're probably getting like AIDS in your fucking ears. Sorry. Sorry. Where is it? There we go. Okay. There we go. Should be in. Okay. Alright. This is Zenless Zone Zero, or at least it's not the main game. That's not the main game of Zenless Zone Zero. I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero because it has a Fall Guys event. This is not the first Fall Guys event. They had a Fall Guys event during their Chinese New Year event. And I was pleasantly surprised by it, even though it's not like extremely fun. But now they have a rehash of the events, and now there's a competitive mode. So my objective is to probably just complete the event. I want to try and complete the event. Okay? Let's see how well I can do. I've played this event for a bit, and yeah, it's not enough though. So I have to keep playing. I want to see how far I can go. Okay, alright. I think that's good now. It says estimating matching time is 0, but it's taking a while. Hello? Okay. Took a while to matchmake, which is weird. Why does it take so long? Now it's taking a long ass time to load. Okay, it's hexagon again. For some reason, I don't know. The thing is, the hexagon event, I think this event would be so much better if we had more players, you know? And they actually did it like Fall Guys, like a tournament. Because the hexagon they made is actually so much better than the official Fall Guys hexagon. Like, imagine like a Chinese ripoff of your game is actually so much better. Because like it actually respects what TNT Run is about. Because you have to survive. Well, actually, the reason it's so much better is because there's so much tiles. And, like, you can see how much you can jump. Is that guy trying to knock me off? Okay. Fuck off. Yeah. That's what you deserve for that. Let's keep stalling. Oh. I did not know there was a guy there. Yeah, and the thing is, these hexagon rounds, they like end up winding forever because people are pretty resilient. They're pretty good at this. In fact, I think I lost once. And the weird thing is that it's not even a final. It doesn't function like a final. Oh, before last living people just win completely. Which is weird. I think it should be like fight to the death, you know? But maybe they just don't want to... They don't want it to wind too long. But I don't know. I think it could be done better on that part. I don't think anyone is on my layer. I could just try to kill time. I hope I don't fuck up. I need to practice for like the highest rank too. Since my rank is going to be improving 100% after this round. Like I'm going to be entering the gold tier after this. Oh fuck. Ah! No! Okay. Yeah, I took a risk. Oh god, this is terrible. I need to get... Oh no! Okay, that was terrible. Wow. That was terrible. Oh, here's my gold carrot rank. That was fucking terrible. Okay. If I get enough, I might roll for Vivian. I've been trying to get her. I don't think I'll get enough, though. Hold on. Oh, race. We got a race. Let's go. And I'm not doing well. For some reason, like, unfortunately, you just have to spam dive, which is annoying. I don't think it's very fun to do. At least the physics aren't so annoying. What? Bruh! I bounced! Okay. Wow. That was bullshit. Might be third. That was annoying. Could have been first. Hold on. Let me do one thing that I have to do at this point. This. What? Okay. Sorry about that. That was annoying. Okay, another race. I hope I don't fuck up this one. Oh, you can just walk over there. No! Ugh. Okay, I'm just behind everyone now. That is just complete shit. The good thing is I won't lose rank here. Seventh. That's bad. Diamond. Okay. That's quick. In Diamond and Effort Carrot rank matches, player who rank lower will have their ranking points deducted. Okay. So I actually have to play well. So let's see. I need to still reach Effort Carrot rank. As for Polychrome, I'm actually done with getting it. Okay. Let's play well. Fuck. I fucked up as well. Even if I knock that guy out. The good thing at least is that it... I don't know. So far the players aren't as toxic as I thought they would be. Because I encountered... When I started playing the event, I entered silver, like, rank. And then... Like, there was a player, one player in the lobby who was, like, knocking everyone out on purpose. You can dive into players and knock them out, immobilizing them for a bit. Fuck. What? What? What the fuck was that? Bruh. I need to be wary of players for now. Oh. I think my position is pretty bad. Oh, that's terrible. Okay. This is actually tight. I think most players are either here or up or below. I'm about to fuck! No, fuck you. Get away. Fuck, this is the final layer, I think. Get away. Okay. Yeah. I think for the event, I reached the max amount of carrots. Let's see. I have a lot of these now. Probably not enough to rank up agents, though. Do I even have an... Well, actually, I'm trying to get Vivian, so... It'll be useful for her. Okay. Fuck. One issue is that it's really hard to aim. I mean, it's probably because I don't have a controller. Maybe with a controller it would be easier. Because with a controller you have the analog stick. Maybe. I don't know how it works. We might not. Ah, okay. The thing is, I don't know. Is this a goofier like control scheme than Fall Guys? I think Fall Guys is a more annoying control scheme. I need to watch out for that guy. Actually, okay. Fuck. Okay, it's not the worst. I could barely jump onto anything there. It seems like almost everyone is here. So one thing is you can bump into a tile, knocking yourself out, which happened, I think, in one of the previous rounds, which is annoying. Actually, I'm not gonna go there, because that's risky. I wish we could easily tell. The final, like, the floor where you die is also made up of hexes, so we have no clue where you die, which is annoying. They should, like, replace the, like, I don't know, the void, like you fall into the void, like in races. Yeah, that mechanic. Oh fuck, there's that guy. That was a little too close for comfort. No! Okay, I fucked up. Did I lose rank for that? Yeah. That's annoying. Yeah. I need to migrate out of here. There we go. Okay. Those players are gonna stick around though. I need to find a way to get rid of them. We're chasing each other. There's still another guy on this layer. Let's cut him off completely. Although he seems to be migrating. Okay. Okay, that's... I hate, like, there's... I don't know why, but there was no movement for, like, a split second at that point. It's weird control. I need to make sure I'm not at the edge. Being at the edge is dangerous. Jesus. What a dangerous map. Ah, fuck. No! Dude, I just lost! Oh my god. I just killed myself. Do I get -5 as well? Oh, this is my +10. Okay, so even if you lose, you still, like, get a bit of elo. That is so annoying. Maybe just doing all that is probably not the best idea. Like, you should always go inward into the center. Because it's just dangerous. But, like, every time I died, I just went outside of the arena. It happened because I went outside of the arena. Okay, race. Good. Fuck you. Fuck you. Someone knocked me down. Okay, nice. What? Okay, this is total AIDS. Bruh. Okay. What the fuck was that? Hello, game? Like, I 100% lost. I'm done for. I don't know why I did that. I'm just throwing now. There's someone near me. I'm going towards losing my rank. I lost rank for that, 100%. Yeah. Can I just, like, reach the effort rank and not stop throwing, please? I think I should always start from the edges, no matter what. Fuck. That's annoying. Like, that was weird. I had to, like, wait a moment before I could move. Like, what's with the physics? Okay, get away, Wise. Let's kill the outer layer. Wow, this is a terrible spot. Okay. Just need to be careful. Okay. Finally. Okay. Alright. F for carrot, 500 points. Oh. Entire server top 17%. Does that count the lower ranks? Hello, game. Just top. It's 20% of a lobby. It's 20% of a server play in F rank. Oh, wow. Okay. I think I need to go. Fuck you! What? What the fuck was that? That was weird. Some weird shit. Come on. What a weird level. Where is everyone else? Are they at the finish line? Are they just not rendering for me? I'm not first, that's for sure. Wow, I was first. Okay. I'll take it. Okay. Just gotta not fuck up. Okay. Oh. Okay. He fled on his own. Oh, there's another guy in this layer, so I should look out. Is he separating me? No. Wait, did he fall? Okay. Should take care of this. This is a dangerous spot. Fuck. I lost a valuable layer. Just need to last a bit more. Fuck. Yeah. I don't think I will get 500 from this. You'll probably give me a 35. Oh, never mind. Let's see, what... I am top 11. Does it say more stats anywhere? Okay. I've not played all maps. Well, I beat every race map. Okay. Well, I don't have to keep playing it. How much? Okay. So let's get out of here. Maybe I'll do something else on stream. How much do I need? 120. How much would I get from... Okay, first of all, this. Let's just do the scratch off card. Let's see. How much battery charge do I have? Okay.
やる気の出ない午後ですね。が必要ですか？には一息ついて力を蓄えることも大切です。
So I've been developing Sokaku, and I've been lacking money. Let's see how much I need.
こいつ出動5分は出る
This is the main priority, right? And now I don't have any money. Let's go. Okay. Well, I'm getting close at least. Okay. 40,000. Not enough. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's some polychrome. I think I will not be getting more. Redeemable? Well, it's about to expire anyway. Why is V... Okay. But I should have not shown that. I got an extra title. What? Okay, I'm not reading all that. Sobbing. Question mark. Last time you said... Thank you. Where did you disappear? Okay. Let's just do the... So I need money at this point. Maybe I don't. Hold on. What about the event? So I have not completed this event at all. It's probably gonna give me like 1,000 total, right? Is this a voiced event? Can I just like do it in my spare time? While watching videos? Oh.
来てくださいましたね。実はお店の経営のことで少々頭を。
You're probably more experienced.
実はビデオ屋の経営はほとんどリンに任せきりなんだ。
当店で最もお客様から愛されているのは心を込めて作る花束です。ところが最近花束をそのまま買うだけでは味気ない。もっとお花に寄り添いたいというお客様が増え、そこで思いついたのが異なる種類のお花や。
いいアイディアだと思うよ。
よかったです。ということで折り入ってお願いがあるのです。
ちょっと待ってくれ。つまり数日間僕がランさんに代わって。
そういうことです。もう春ですからね。お花が好きな人にとってはたまらない季節なので。でもフラワーアレンジメントを始めた矢先にあなたのように経験豊富な店長なら。
ランさんからの頼みだ。そういうことなら数日だけ預かってみ。
もちろんです。フラワーデザイナーとしてはまずお客様がお花を
I'm not interested, bro.
どんなお花をお求めか理解する必要があります。もうお気に入りを決めている方もいらっしゃるので、それを当てられ、習うより慣れろと言いますし。
Evolvolus. A flower that seems unremarkable at first glance, but has a strong, thriving vitality. Maybe it's referring to daisies? Left side will display the customer's floral arrangement requests. Okay. Flowers are divided into 4 layers. Okay. After selecting the flowers. Okay. Can't select anything else. Oh, you're mixing them? Okay.
いつも朝露をまとうひなぎくはピュアでありフレッシュですね。
Okay. Oh my god, so much text. Okay. Customers currently serving will be displayed below. Okay. How about I just get the rewards? Only as much as is necessary. Okay. I'm just only getting Effer chips, Effer element. Getting an A rank Bangboo. Why not S rank? Ryosuke. Ryosuke. I don't know who that is. Could be dense and particularly vibrant. Roses or sunflowers. Okay. You can adjust the density. Sparse and dense. Okay. Interesting. Okay. What if I press this? Oh, it just tells me? Okay.
温かみのある木製の植木鉢。大地の抱擁を感じられます。
New materials, yeah. It's not exactly what I needed, but okay. These points. Why is there so many points? Okay. Okay. Tsubaki and Kana? Who is that? I don't know what that is. Okay. It's not very interesting. Who's the next customer? Oh, it's Evelyn. Most sexualized character in the game. Wait, hold on. What's giving 60? I've completed... Okay. So the rewards increase now. Wow, that is a lot. This particularly isn't voiced. Miss Yao specifically mentioned using red and white along with metal pop base. Okay. She also wanted some additional... Okay. Metal base, red and white accessories. Okay. Okay. Does it matter if they're sparse or not? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Doesn't change the value. Sure, whatever.
いつも朝露をまとうひなぎくはピュアであり。
Okay. Been a while since I've been here. Okay. Okay, that's done. Okay. What are the rewards? Why do I have to go here for that? Still quite a bit left. Wait, hold on. Complete the event. Oh. What? Did I just get a new event? No? Okay. Okay, I don't feel like doing this right now. I think I'll just do my dailies and, like, get out of the game. Hold on. No, I don't think there's anyone. Yeah, you've been leveled up already. Maybe I was thinking I could level up someone. No. So that's gonna be annoying. I don't think it's what I should do. I do have some money. So this is second priority. Let's just do the dailies. Let's I'm not sure if I should go for I think this is harder to get. I'm just gonna go for this. Okay, that was terrible. What the fuck? Wow, I thought I had more charge here. Okay, dude. That was a failed swap. Sure, why not? Probably have way too much at this point. I'll go for the money for this after this. Ah, she didn't do that attack. Why did you not shoot? What the fuck? Okay, let's get some money. I'm just picking those soldiers because I think they're the easiest. But they might not be. Okay. Plus 8% of the money required.
おい、出動？5分は出る？
Already blew it all. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, I probably have enough. Did you see that? 100? Wow. Yeah, at this point, I just need this. I mean, I should probably not convert to check. I'll just keep it at that.
総格はここだよ。
Yeah, it would have been great if I could get a pull on stream. But I won't. It's not today. I don't want to keep live streaming. How long have I been live streaming? A while. Okay. Alright. In that case, I think I should just end now. Because I've already completed the Fall Guys-esque event. I could keep grinding it, but I don't see a point. I don't think it's super fun. Like, they could make it super fun. Like, extremely fun if they just added more rounds. But, and like, actually made it a tournament like Fall Guys. They could make a better Fall Guys. But it just seems like a novelty event for now. Which they repeated, so I guess they liked the event. Repeating the novelty event that they did not exactly improve other than add competitive. Kinda sucks, but whatever. What can you do? Alright, thank you for watching. And have a good rest of the day. Whatever part of the day it is, have a good rest of it. Bye.